Hi, I'm Toya of Oxyte Photo. Today we're going to talk about model safety and tips, and we're going to concentrate on tips for local models.
Good morning, Toya. Thank you for inviting me along to this event. I'm Steve Knight from Night Vision Photography.
Hello, my name's Ed and I'm a model.
Hi, I'm Tash. I'm a model currently on a networking shoot with Oxyte.
Hello, I'm Keith Robbins. I come from Yeovil all the way down to Exeter. No, it's not, it's Torquay.
Hello, I'm Sayona.
And I'm Hayley Tink of Pixie Dust.
Hi, I'm Lolly and I was just going to talk a bit about model safety.
Hello, I am Kathy.
Hello, I'm Zane Frost. I'm a model slash actor kind of thing.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. So model safety.
Oh man.
Now, one of the main things I want to bring to your attention is making sure that you trust the person you're working with. I mean, there's a first time for everything, so I'm sure that sometimes you'll be working with someone that you have not worked with before, but there's one way to make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into.
Just try and do a bit of background check on them firstly, see if they've got any references.
Well, make sure you research the photographer you're working with beforehand. Make sure they've got a good reputation.
Whenever I'm booking a shoot, I make sure references are good, make sure I've communicated well with them, because I mean, nothing's ever happened to me, but I know it's possible and it's just best to keep yourself safe out there.
Make sure you check the references, as many references as you can find, such as PurplePort or on their Facebook page, through other models.
Make sure that you have, spoken to other models that have worked with them, maybe get references, see the kind of work that they do.
Chaperones as well. I know there are obviously some photographers who prefer not to work with chaperones, and a lot of their intentions are good, but obviously if you really do feel a lot more comfortable bringing a chaperone, it is well within your rights.
Sometimes I've had models turn up with chaperones, which I'm more than happy for that to happen, because it makes me feel a bit at ease as well.
Take a chaperone with you, preferably not your partner. As a photographer, I find it very restrictive when I am working with a model and they bring their partner. Not only do they oversee the shoot in a way that is unusable, the partner will get in the way. It's always better to bring a friend, preferably someone else who's in the industry.
In general, make sure you always take a chaperone with you, someone you trust as well, because you want backup just in case something goes wrong. Say it's mainly research into the photographer and the location you're shooting as well, just in case. If they're taking you somewhere isolated, maybe a couple of chaperones.
Make sure that you have a chaperone on your shoot, someone that you trust, someone that will stick up for you.
If I'm going to go and do a shoot with a photographer, I usually take a chaperone and sometimes like another model, and just make sure that it's not going to be just me and a photographer. I'm not saying that photographers are scary, horrible people or anything, but you talk to people over the internet and you might not always know who they are.
Don't go unaccompanied if you're not 100% sure about anything.
Whenever I go on a shoot, I've got a chaperone and friends' numbers who are around, who I could call if I needed.
Yeah, no, it's very important. I haven't done a shoot for a couple of years, but whenever I have, I always take someone, make sure I've got my phone on me to get in touch, tell people where I am, because never be too careful.
If you're meeting a photographer for the first time, suggestion that you actually take a chaperone with you, someone old or someone you can know will protect you.
Whether they are doing standard fashion modelling or all the way up to art nude, anything like that. I think it's always good to make sure the model is comfortable, because if they're not comfortable, it's going to show through in your pictures.
Just have their limit that they will go to. Don't feel pressurised into going that one step further. I don't do topless or nude photography because I don't want to put myself in a compromising position.
I think sort of fashion wise as well, don't sort of portray yourself in a sort of a suggestive way. I mean, it's sort of very sort of PC, but it's just a precaution really.
I've gone up to boudoir, so that's underwear modelling. I wouldn't go any levels further than that for my own comfort, and I wouldn't like to be with a photographer who tries to push my levels.
I think the most I've done, highest level, is in a bikini. Underwear actually, but no more. I would never do any more than that. I mean, there's a lot of photographers that do really certain types and genres of work, which isn't for me. But in terms of that, like I'm open to, it's up to them to do that kind of work, but I just make sure that they know that that's not my style, so I don't do any like lingerie shoots or anything like that. I mean, in the future, I may do them.
Yeah, well, with levels, like if you're only comfortable doing clothes shoots, if someone says, well, will you take this off or take this off, if you're not comfortable, don't do it. It's entirely down to you and what you're most comfortable with. And if you're being forced to do something you're not comfortable with, such as removing more layers of clothing, then you've got to make that known or just leave. It's as simple as that. Don't do anything out of your comfort zone.
Very important to make sure that you're safe on your shoots. Males and females this applies to.
As a female photographer, obviously I know there isn't as much of a stigma, because I know that a lot of the male photographers get a bad rap.
Mainly because I'm a woman, and you know, obviously being female and everything, it puts me at great risk, especially if I'm around people I don't really know very well.
Most male photographers always can't really seem to get a male model looking straight. They always seem to end up making them look quite gay. If it's a female photographer, they can make you look however you want.
There's not much of the male model scene around here. You still need these chaperone and just make sure you stay safe wherever you go, really, even as a male.
Being a male model has its perks.
On my shoots, I always ask the model every sort of 10 minutes if they're comfortable with what we're doing. If they feel uncomfortable at any time, I said we can stop the shoot.
Personally had an experience with a photographer who was very inappropriate, really didn't feel comfortable. I did actually have a chaperone. While the chaperone wasn't allowed to be near me, it just got really out of hand, really inappropriate. I didn't feel comfortable. I actually got really shook up. I felt violated just for what he was saying. It just really wasn't a good shoot. I didn't feel very good about it, and because of that I actually had to take a break away from modelling, which was a bit sad. I missed it.
Yes, I did once get accused of photographing somebody underage, but hey, it's one of the things models don't tell you. I travelled all the way to Bristol. They stood there for a bloody mile. They were outside John Lewis, and I thought that's the two models that I come out to photograph. One was 18, the other one was 15. I had a phone call from her mother a couple of days later saying, "You got pictures of my daughter on Facebook." So, well, she's underage. So, well, I don't want her on Facebook. Yeah, but what are you trying to tell me? That I want you to take them off. I'll take it off if you like, I said.
Yeah, I actually had a message the other day, but they refused to offer any sort of evidence of their work, so I couldn't shoot with them because I couldn't know that they were in for it for the right reasons.
For me, I've been quite lucky. I haven't had any bad experiences as such, but as a girl and modelling, there are kind of some expectations. So I've had a little bit of experience with that, but in all fairness, my views and what I want to do has been respected, so I've never actually got myself in a situation where I'm stuck and I feel really uncomfortable, because I kind of make sure that that doesn't happen.
We were at a studio shoot, this was a few years ago, it was before I met AC, and we were doing a shoot, and they had wine there, champagne, and my friends got a little bit drunk and they were doing naked shoots, and I was asked to, no thank you, I stayed sober, and yeah, I didn't get pushed into it.
There's a incident with a girl who was one of my friends actually, who received a message from a photographer saying, "Would you like to come over to my place for a quickie?" He's notorious for making all the models he works with go either naked or just into their underwear. So model safety, big issue right now.
With me, I had one photographer who I felt like they didn't know what they were doing, asking me strange questions like just being a sheet when all I wanted was headshots. So I kindly said, this is all I want and this is what I plan to do, but they were still trying to push. But it just seemed like they had one idea when I'd asked and sorted out one certain thing, so I ended up leaving the shoot with nothing. But I'd rather have nothing than be pushed into something I didn't want to do.
I've had one instance where the girl was sort of pressurising me to do stuff that I wasn't comfortable with. So I always make it clear at the start of the shoot what levels I go to.
Then on Portland Bill, when the waves come in there, they come in bloody high. When there's a wind, of course. So I've got my model down there. I'm on a long telephoto, probably a 200mm lens, and she's about getting up for 100 feet away. And this wave comes in, and I thought, oh shit, that looks bloody good in here. And I'm pressing the button. I pressed it again, like the flash is right down there next to her. The flash got knocked over with a wave. She got absolutely drenched. I could see it coming out the corner of my eye there, and I just had time to turn my neck the way. Whoomp! Another soaking wet camera. I had to peel back on a longer lens, you've got rubber around there, and I had to peel that back and put a hairdryer in there to get all the condensation off the lens.
The other thing that I always do is I make sure like a family member or a friend knows where I am, what time I should be leaving and everything, so that if anything does go wrong, they can always sort it out.
There's a lot of really good like networking things that you can join, and like often I think that's a good place to start because you get to meet other photographers, other models in a social setting at the same time, so it's not just a really confrontational kind of one-on-one thing.
Photographers have got to be safe as well. I mean, if it's your studio, people should know where you are. You've got contacts. You know, it's not just for model's safety, it's for photographer's safety. So if a model turns up going, I'm just going to strip naked for you, and you didn't plan that shoot, you're just going to have to be strict with your model as well and say, no, you said headshots or fashion. And stick to what you'd planned.
Well, for myself, I've actually trained in martial arts, so sort of some form of self-defense could be useful. And it also encourages you to sort of be alert about your environment.
Any photographer that you trust, and as soon as you start trusting them, they can turn you into what they want, and you can give them your ideas.
Yeah, just be yourself and don't let yourself get pushed into anything you don't want to do.
But here I am. I love it. Yeah, bring on the next action. Let's get in there. What about squad each side? Yeah, fine.
I'm back now. You know, just ensure you're safe on your shoots. That's all I'm asking. And yeah, happy shooting.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
But you know, modelling is great fun, so don't want anything to put anyone off, but yeah, just be careful and have fun. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Thank you very much for listening. I hope you're now able to go into your local modelling world nice and happy and safe. Hello guys and dolls. The end.
How are we doing, Toya? Is that enough?
Yeah,
Bye-bye,
that's good.
everyone.